Hey there, so I was trying to create a character yesterday, but in the middle of my video I had to leave. But yesterday I was just thinking about a character who lives underground. I was like, let's have a character that lives, like some animals live underground, right? This character digs underground and lives underground. When I imagine of its habitat, it's like the soil is very wet because the soil is right next to the like a lake, but I'm not thinking about a big lake, just like a small lake, small moist piece of land with like trees everywhere, trees surrounding it. Yeah, so that's where it lives. And I then was thinking about identity, making this character about identity, but then I kind of changed my mind and I was like, let's have a character in the name of Soul, like soul, spirit, like that soul. And this character basically doesn't think of itself. It doesn't have any personality. It just thinks of itself as something that lives like an animal. Doesn't really think of it. Doesn't really put any label to itself. Like think about your cat. Your cat is just chill. Doesn't really think about. Your cat doesn't think about itself as anything. Actually, cats do have some personalities. Actually, but think about pets like that. Any animals and any plants. Basically, it's a character that comes from the forest. This was a character that I was actually creating in the first ever playlist that I made. There's a playlist in my YouTube channel called Characters of Mine, and in there I make characters, random characters about life. And this character was gonna be a very interesting character that I was really thinking about. It's a character that comes from the depths of the forest. It looks like a human, but it feels and thinks like the animals, doesn't really doesn't really put any labels to itself. It's just alive. And from the forest, it goes to the cities to learn about humans because as humans, we're not wrong by being the way that we are, but we are the way that we are. And when animals look at us, it's just like how we look at a plant and we go, is that a way of living? You would not imagine yourself as a way of as living as a plant, right? That's how that character sees us. Now, the idea behind this character is that how in your life, your family members, everybody in your life, sometimes you get what people are doing 100%, but sometimes you just feel like you see your classmates do something, but you just don't understand it 100%, And usually, even if you think that you know somebody 100%, just because they're your family member or something, you don't, And I think sometimes when you feel like there's just a lot of people around you that you can't understand, you feel it's a very weird place to be, So this character is trying to talk about that. This character doesn't understand any other character from her classroom and is going to try to understand them, For her, she doesn't really feel that much. She doesn't really label herself, doesn't have an identity. Just doesn't feel like she should have an identity. She just thinks I'm an alive thing, just like everything else, and that's it. And before going to the cities, so as I said, this character's story was going to be that this character from depths of this forest decides to move to the cities to understand people. This character is not actually a human. It's just something that nature created that looks like a human, that can blend with humans, but is not a human. It's an animal or a plant, And Before going to the cities, though, this creature feels like she should just, this is school just for you. You feel it. A school just for you is a school where you find yourself, and if you nobody forces you to go to that school, even though there are some characters that got forced to go to that school. Most of the time you have to feel it yourself. You have to be like, I feel like this school is calling to me. I don't know why. And that's what happens to this creature. And she moves to a school just for you to find herself.